My mom is worried that I don't really know how to cook, so we will be doing meal prep videos.
Hey Mom, can you come here
Sure.
for a moment?
What's up?
What were you planning on making today?
I am probably gonna do pasta salad.
Can you show me how you make that?
Sure. Gonna show your friends too?
Yeah.
Alright. Have you ever heard of a hot cold food?
No, I have not.
Okay. So basically it's a dish that's served cold but requires heat to make it. So you have to cook the pasta
Mm.
and that's a hot ingredient. And then when you mix everything together, it then sits in the fridge for a while and then it's a cold dish.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be, you'll figure it out. You'll see. I don't really have a favorite recipe, so you just Google one. Really, all that I do for that. So, and I like to get everything ready first. So, clean, wipe down the, what's this called? That's called the counter. Wipe down the countertop, and I will go Google a recipe.
Okay.
Alright, perfect. So, I found one. Okay, so we need noodles, peppers, zucchini, cherries, green onions. I don't like olives, so I'm not putting olives in. Parmesan cheese, mozzarella, and parsley. And we just so happen to have all those things. So, let's go look. Can you pause? Okay, so now that we've got everything, we're gonna do mise en place, which basically means we're gonna make everything ready to put into a bowl.
Okay.
So the recipe starts out and says, make the pasta, make the dressing, mix everything together in a bowl. That doesn't really help much. If you don't have everything ready, you can't mix it.
Yeah.
In a bowl. So we're gonna make everything ready. So we're gonna do a pound of the dry pasta. Okay. Do you know that we have a food scale?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where it is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go grab the food scale. I will grab a container to put it in. Perfect. So, we turn it on, literally a 0 button. We put our dude on, and then once it's on it, it's gonna weigh something. We don't want it to weigh anything, so we hit the 0 button. Most scales have this. It's kind of a function because you don't want to put raw food necessarily, especially if it's meat on a scale.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, pour this in until it gets to 1 pound.
Alright, I'm going to do Big Zoo.
Yes. A pound is about 16 ounces. So this might not be a big enough container.
Yeah.
Okay. So hold on. We'll just do really easy funny part. Start that step over. 0. 0. Now keep pouring.
There you go.
1.1. So let's try and get it. Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
Did you? Wash your hands. now you can take some out. Almost. Yeah. There. It's at 15.9 ounces. There we go, 1 pound even. Hurrah. Okay, so now we're gonna move that to the side. And we're gonna do the next thing. You can probably take the scale away now, just so we're not taking up all of our space. So the next thing is sliced bell pepper and sliced zucchini and halved cherry tomatoes. So do you want to slice the zucchini? You want to slice the pepper? You want to slice the tomatoes?
But really, tomatoes.
Tomatoes? Alright, cool. Get 2 cutting boards, please. Right there in the spot. And we want a cup of them. So here's a cup for you. Sitting on that side? Alright, cool.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna do this, but I know that that's not a full cup, so I use this.
Tap this. Does it matter which way is that?
Well, which way would you want to bite it?
This way.
Good choice. This is where your tomatoes are, by the way.
Okay.
Moving the noodles over to the stove so you can scoot your body over. Try not to cut yourself. Just
Try
saying.
not to.
Did you know that there's a super easy way to cut peppers?
No.
Okay. So you stab it right in that little butt, and then you follow the little lines that it has. So you take one, go down, take one, down, one, down. Okay? Then you can just peel it open. And as you're peeling it apart, most of the seeds stay together in the center. And then you don't have to fight with cutting that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, because nobody wants to deal with this, after you take out the parts that are, I don't want to say discolored because they're the color they're supposed to be, but like a lighter color than the rest of the pepper. So like this one, this red pepper, it's got like this pinky almost, I don't know, flesh colored
Yeah.
membrane on it. Once that comes off, then you can just flatten the pepper to cut it easier. I feel like for this part we should have the camera here.
Yeah.
Do you want to move the camera so they can see what we're doing?
Nah.
I tried. Put this over there. Compost. That is definitely not a cup. You need some more. So when you want to flatten these out, you kind of just cut off the ends, and then it just like rolls out. And that's flat.
Nice.
And like you can do that by cutting it, you can do it by just tearing it, but once it's flat, then it's super easy to just chop. And it says sliced, so there you go. That. And then just again, this is all stuff that you're like, am I gonna want to bite into this, or is it gonna be weird? Man down. He's lost forever. It's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna slice them in half too, because I feel like biting into that big of a piece of pepper is gonna be irritating for me.
Yeah.
So, just got maybe do. Is that a grape?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
It looks like a grape. It's a tomato, but it looks like a grape. Hilarious. This knife I have chosen is not very sharp. That is very unfortunate. Because now it's just going to be loud with the chopping. Haven't done yet?
Yes. I'm on quiet because I'm trying not to cut myself.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I would not.
It's a very long knife.
Careful! Don't get taken down for showing a weapon.
It's a kitchen utensil.
Hey man, just saying. That FBI agent of yours. Or maybe it's of mine. Ha ha ha. I know. Horrible jokes. It's almost like dad jokes, but worse. Alright, so I'm done with the red pepper. There is a little bit left. I'm just going to cut it in big pieces and have that for a snack for later. Because why not? Rinse, rinse, rinse my hands. Okay, so you're done with your tomatoes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so move them over to the stove. Excuse me. Because you always want to keep your working space clear.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing that's ever going to happen, in my opinion, is you're going to get stuff mixed up. And in this case, we don't need to cook any of what it is we're prepping, other than the noodles. But in some cases, items need to be cooked in a specific order or take a certain amount of time. So now that we're done with these two items, we're going to put our leftovers back in the fridge. Again, keep the stuff area clear. I was just about to swear. Okay, so pasta, peppers, tomatoes, zucchini. Again, 1 cup. Thinly sliced. Why does it have a sticker on it that isn't? Why is that a paper stipper? Yeah, it was a great word.
That's a word.
That's totally a word. Made it up just for you. Alright, it's probably gonna be the whole thing, let's be honest. But I want to do thinly sliced. So, because it's a pasta salad and we know that we're gonna be eating these like just bites, you want it like wiggly thin. That's a measurement, it's fine. It's a thickness. Listen, I never said I was a professional. I just cook for like 6 people. Once upon a time, I cooked for like 12 people as my job. But that was like 10 years ago. So I do not pretend to have the same amount of skill or anything. But really, since we're showing your friends how to do this, I figure it'd be okay if I'm a little slow. And if I say terms that aren't entirely accurate, but make sense. Close enough. Grab my bowl. Thanks. Did I put the bowl blocking the camera from seeing my cutting? Probably. Am I going to stop what I'm doing to fix it? Probably not.
No, you look actually good.
Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Couple more. Oops. That was not cut, but okay. Bam. Cup of zucchini. Heck yeah. Alright, green onions, I don't have any. Olives. Don't want them. Parmesan cheese. We have it, there, get it, and then the matzo balls, chop it up. Okay, and then 1/3 of a cup of parsley. So I'll get you. Do you want to measure out the Parmesan, or do you want to cut up the mozzarella?
Mozzarella.
You're gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you show me how?
Sure. You take. You step. It's vacuum sealed, so then it'll all open up and it's very liquidy inside. Yeah. So, you get that open. Feel this butter right. It says it wants a cup. So I feel like we can start with like half. Watch your hands. I don't want you to get your wrist chopped. Yeah. Start with that. You know, just, it wants it chopped up. So slice it a few ways, cut it a few ways, make it like bite size, essentially. Yeah, when you do that, I will measure the cheese. Pre-shredded package of cheese. Do I feel like it is cheating? No, because Parmesan is really hard to work with. You have the grated stuff, then it's whatever, but it calls for shredding, so I don't want to do that. Ha, you know what? Now that I'm reading this, it calls for grated, not shredded. Is that going to change what I've done? No. That's okay. Also, cheese tax.
That's for cats.
And me.
Okay.
Meow.
I'm keeping at it.
Okay. Oops, that's in the way. This over here, this over here. And now parsley. Parsley comes in a bunch like this. And the way that you use it depends on the recipe, okay? So for this one, it says 1/3 of a cup fresh parsley or basil, and it's optional. You need to go down into the recipe, and it says, where is it? It just gets added in at the end. Same with everything else. So it's not like it's for garnish or anything. It's to actually go into the salad.
Mm.
The reason why that's important is because if it was just for garnish, then you'd be like, there, I'm done. Because it doesn't say to do anything. It just says 1/3 of a cup. I mean, I'm going to chop it because I know I'm going to bite into it. And I don't want to have like a bill green leaf in my mouth. It's just weird. I mean, I guess it's not that weird, but feels out of place in a pasta salad. In a regular salad, where there's lettuce, that wouldn't, I guess, be a big deal. So, because it's parsley, I'm gonna rinse it. Literally just putting a handful in my hand and running it underwater. And now it's wet. I'm gonna get some paper towel. Alright, now that I got a paper towel, I'm gonna just cover it and squish it. That's how you shower on a hot day. You get washed, rinsed, and then you just shake off and dry.
Okay.
Tell me you do otherwise. Do you do like a full
Nope.
towel and
Nope.
blah blah blah? Yeah, exactly. So easy way to cut, whether it's basil or celery, not celery, what's this, parsley or cilantro, is grab it in a bunch in your hands and literally just take your knife and go and cut some pieces off. And then you grab some more and you like turn it and you do it again. I use the knife while the blade is like on the cutting board, so I'm not cutting myself, to push it towards me and then cut some more. And you wiggle your fingers back each time and you're like pushing what's behind you in your hand towards your fingertips so that it like goes towards the knife, and that way you're not really moving the knife anywhere other than up and down. And you have more control over, you know, stabbing yourself, slicing
Okay.
yourself apart.
Mozzarella is done.
Sweet. Now it wants a dressing. So you can move that cutting board over to the stove because we don't need any cutting anymore. And grab the bowl. Wait, did you measure that to see if it was a cup? No? Okay. Maybe bring it back so we can measure it. This is our half cup scoop. It only had Parmesan in it earlier, so no big deal. Gave it a rinse through. Do, 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 do. Half a cup. And we need like a couple more pieces. So I'd do it.
Okay.
Can you get a little plastic baggie? Take the ball.
I'm gonna get door stopper now.
Yeah, well. Take the cheese. Why did I even do that? I didn't mean to put the cheese back in here. I meant to put it back onto this because we're using this bowl for the dressing. Fridge. Okay, it is like super hot in our house. It is like 30 degrees Celsius outside, which means that it is 30 degrees Celsius inside. Oh God. So that means we have a fan going, but it is gross in here. Which is one of the main reasons why we're doing hot, cold food. But it also means the cheese melts and gets sticky. Did I just wash my hands and then scratch my head? I sure did. Am I gonna wash my hands again? Also yes. Excuse me. Trying to wash my hands here. Kind of in a way. Your cup can wait. Jesus. Okay. What do we do next? Red wine vinegar, salt, fresh pepper, oregano, olive oil. Alright. Grab the olive oil, please. Because this is liquid stuff. Switch. Liquid measuring, guys. Wait, you're down there. And I'll grab a little teaspoon of booze. Okay. So, half a cup of olive oil. Put in that one. A third cup of red wine vinegar. I always find it helpful to like get down to the counter level when measuring, because otherwise, I'm not gonna see where it's at. But it's pretty close. A little bit more. So, you're taller than me, so it's harder for you to get that low. Okay. So, we're going to hold on this putting it together until we start with the pasta. So now we're actually following the recipe. Everything is ready to go, except for like the stuff. Like I'm not putting the oregano in the teaspoon beforehand. That's done. Okay, so we need a pot of salted water. Beautiful. This part's gonna take that. Okay, so after forever, the water's boiling. Put the noodles in. And just that whole thing right into it. And probably a good idea to give it a stir right away. I use wooden spatula. Some spoon. Yeah, that works. Anything wood.
Oh.
And are you having trouble? You grab it with the wrong hand. Basically just so it doesn't stick to the bottom. You've already salted the water, so that will help it not stick. Yeah, and then you don't want to close the lid all the way when you are letting the noodles boil, because otherwise the starch will build up and it'll get all bubbly and then it'll overflow and that's a huge mess. So you want to make sure you leave some space. I know you can't see it, but wait, can you see it?
I don't think they can see it when
Probably
it's
not.
finished.
Maybe we can zoom in. I don't know. Whatever. You want to leave some space, is the point. So, now, we're going to make the dressing. I forgot my phone. I'll be right back. Okay, make the dressing in the bottom of a large bowl. It is pretty large. It is bigger than my head. I'm not actually putting my hair in it. Okay, grab a whisk. It says to now whisk the red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, oregano, olive oil until blended. Literally everything we just did. So, is a whisk. So, red wine vinegar. It's not alcoholic. Olive oil. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna help. If you want to make sure you get every single bit out, your best bet is to get a little spatula. I don't care that much. But I am going to take a soap product and spray it inside so it doesn't set and get gross. Because yeah, if you just try to rinse that, it's not going to go anywhere. Oil and water don't mix, in case you didn't know. So now we've done that. Salt, pepper, and oregano. Scroll back up because I am the worst at remembering. Half a teaspoon of salt. If you don't have one of these, dollar store. Super simple. Whenever I'm using my salt shaker to measure salt, I just put it over a bowl and then it catches it. That's gonna take a really long time. Do we know where the salt is? I think it's on the table. That's not the table. The table's over there. Well, we have a box of salt somewhere. Haha.
Oh.
Found it. That seems like a lot of salt. But it says half a teaspoon. That's because that's half a tablespoon. I did the wrong one. Glad I checked that beforehand.
That would have been soggy.
That would have been so gross. Okay. And yeah, that's the difference. What's really funny is I probably would have been fine with what I had before I pulled it in at a half a teaspoon. Super funny. Okay, fresh ground. This is dry. If you don't have a pepper mill, then I'm sure, as in any situation, regular pepper that you would buy at the store that is already ground is fine. It's not that serious. People think that it tastes different and tastes better, whatever. Woo. And half a teaspoon of oregano. Can you put those over there, please? Oh yeah, stir the noodles while you're over there. Good call. And I'm just putting stuff away because I hate leaving stuff out. Does this need to be refrigerated?
Maybe.
I'm reading. Give me a minute.
No.
Keep closed after use. Store away from heat and sunlight. Okay. I'm gonna say no. You can put that on around the corner. And okay, so now everything's there. We're going to whisk. Would you like to whisk? No? Okay.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like, just kind of hanging out. I don't even know if you can see that. Really, all this is we're making a red wine vinaigrette. And it's the dressing for the pasta and for all of the stuff. You just want to stir it around until it gets all incorporated. It says until blended in the recipe. It's not gonna it's gonna get a little thicker. It's gonna change color a little bit. I'll show it to you when it's done. But the easiest way to do it, depending on the type of bowl you have, is you're making little circles like this in the corner. So you've got all your stuff in this little pocket. I know, there's no corners in a bowl. Hush. But then you make little circles. And then it changes the color because you're agitating the oil. You're incorporating vinegar into it. You basically want it to look like what comes out of the bottle. Which, by the way, if you don't have the ingredients and you don't want to do that, you can just get a bottle of vinaigrette from the store. This isn't rocket science. One thing that I want to make sure you know is that if a recipe has something that you don't like, you don't have to use it. Just because the recipe says to put it in there. Like, we're not putting in pepperoncinos or olives and not green onions. Not because I don't want them, because I don't have them.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's this goo at the bottom. Give me a spoon. Wonderful. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it definitely doesn't look like the red vinegar or the olive oil. So it's a difference. Now we have to wait for the pasta to finish. I'm gonna go test one.
I don't think it is.
Let me see. Oh God, thank you. All right. So I've now turned off the pasta. I'm gonna bring over a noodle or two. I'm gonna show you. Okay. These are our noodles. These are a little al dente, which means they're not mushy. They're a little bit hard. When we cut into one, it should not be crunchy, but it shouldn't be smushy. I'm gonna use my kitchen scissors because why not? It doesn't go all the way through, but it doesn't stop me entirely. There. So that's how you know the noodles are done. Alright. So now I have to rinse them and drain them and blah blah blah. I need to move this stuff away from my sink. So let's come over here. All of our things can come back in this space. Yeah. All of the guys that we're going to incorporate. Okay. I would strongly suggest using a towel or an oven mitt is even better if you have it. Get a strainer. We're gonna drain out the meat. Nope, not the meat, the noodles. And we're gonna rinse them. It says with cold water. So. Wait, does it? Oh no, it just says rinsed. Okay, cool. When you're rinsing your pasta, you want to make sure you pour it away from you. Because otherwise you're going to have a big poop of steam, and you can kind of see it. And that will go directly in your face. So I rinse the pasta, you take the strainer guy, you transfer it. Oh. And I toss it and I wiggle it. Basically, what rinsing your pasta does is gets rid of some of the starches, which nobody really wants. I mean, pasta starch, so it's whatever. Okay, so now I'm gonna just toss that right in there. Take the strainer and just put it right in.
Okay.
And we're gonna take our guy, rinse that. Does that feel weird? Yeah, you put it, just pick the lid up, put it on the pot, and then you can put the pot and the lid on the not hot burner. Just don't burn anything. Okay, so now take this. And you're gonna stir the sauce in with the noodles. So, you know the way that we cook ground beef? Yeah, there you go. So you do a scoop and then flip. It's like folding in. I know it's hard to conceptualize folding food that is mostly a liquid, but okay. Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now you want to make sure that it's all covered. It's not going to look like much, but you are going to see some of the spots, some of the pepper, some of the oregano, whatever. Now that's all in, we're going to add the pepper and the zucchini and the everything, and we're just going to toss it over. Literally everything just goes right in. All of the ingredients that we prepared with our mise en place earlier, including our now very sticky mozzarella cheese. And we just stir that in the same way. Do a scoop and then kind of pour it on top. Do a scoop, pour it on top. I like to rotate the bowl as I do something like this because then I don't risk flinging food out of the bowl, but I also don't risk just mixing the same two pieces together because that would be horrible. And then once you get most of it mixed together, you kind of look around and be like, alright, what's what, what's where, who's what. And then it looks like this. So now recipe says cover and refrigerate for 30 minutes up to 5 days. Cool. We have space in our fridge, but we have to take the one the salad that's in there that we're having now out. So we'll take the salad from the store out and put this salad in. And it says like salt and pepper to taste or whatever. Okay, cool. You wanna go grab the lid for this guy? So I'm going to take a piece of cheese and just, I'm just gonna stab, try to get a couple of items, ingredients, whatever. I'm really trying for this minute. There we go. So, noodles, matzo, tomato, and parsley. Yeah, not bad. So it'll definitely taste better when it's cold. However, it's okay for now.
Turns out that one doesn't have a lid. This is the biggest we got. Maybe. That's it?
Is it not underneath?
No.
Okay, close the fridge. Let's go. It was underneath. Surprise,
Okay.
He likes to look with his young man eyes. There you go. So that goes in the fridge. Wait. And then eat it eventually once it's cooled down. Oh, any questions?
No.
Any of you? That'll work.
Sure.
Alright. Well. Yeah, now we have to clean up. Always clean up after yourself, especially if you're using, you know, your mom's or someone else's kitchen. Or even just a kitchen that other people use, because having to come in to deal with this after not having made this mess would be super irritating.
Hey.
You have a dishwasher to empty. Good night.